Hi guys. The question that I received for the 11th video is about the role model. Yeah, but there's a bigger question later on as we see. Yeah? The first part of this video would be asking me about who is my role model when I was studying as undergraduate student, and how she or he inspired me to pursue my dream. Um, First and foremost, I have to say that my greatest inspiration comes from my parents, both of them. They've been instrumental in supporting me, in making me into who I am today. Yeah, so they are my rock. Right. They're also like lecturers as well in during my undergrad and also during my secondary school. I think in those stages in my life in the secondary school, my inspiration was actually my role model. Actually, was my maths teacher. At you know how at maths is, is tough, challenging, yeah. But she made it into a way that it was actually fun, really, interesting to learn. Yet when she comes into the class, we know that we will learn something from her, and she support us throughout the whole my form 5. That was my first inspiration that I can remember. That is what I want to bring every time I go to my lecture. Right. In my university life, the lecturer that inspired me the most during my undergrad was the late Professor McGigan. He was a fantastic lecturer that a lecturer is really good when you look forward for them to come to your class, and he has that aura. He taught chemistry, medicinal chemistry, and he uses a lot of visuals, and he makes a chemistry fun. He really made chemistry fun, even though he's teaching about NMR. Okay, so I think that's where I drew my inspiration from when I was an undergrad. Yeah. So do I think lecturers um, you know play important role in inspiring students to keep on doing what they do? Yes, definitely. We are here to support you in as best as we can, where we can. Yeah, is to support your learning, and don't feel afraid or hesitant to approach a lecturer that you feel you can talk to. So because we were once students, even though it may seem like it was a long time ago, but we you used to be students, so we know what you have been through. And perhaps we can help you in try to motivate you, try to inspire you in some sense or in some area. Yeah. And even though, yeah, they found that this in being this field is quite hard and sometimes might knock them down. Them means you. Yeah. So how do we convince ourselves that we can do this every time when we fell down and frustrated with ourselves? In my view, this is a question about resilience. Resilience is our ability to bounce back when we get knocked down, and to bounce back stronger. What do I mean by this? It is actually very normal, very, very normal, that in any part, any moment in our life, we'll get knocked down. Either we get knocked down slightly, or we get knocked down, really, really hard, that we fell actually flat on our face. Yeah. And it may take days, it may take months for us to bounce back. But the main thing is that we have to think of who we are, what are our strengths, and what is our purpose here, so that we just dust back everything, yeah, and then bounce back to where we are, or better or stronger, in a sense. If we can bounce back stronger, better, bigger, bolder, if that's what you think about it. So this is, I think, the is probably is a mixture of a skill and also your attitude, how you look at life here. And if you think about it, I leave you with two quotes. We have this picture in our mind of how perfect life should be, how perfect life is supposed to be. Yeah, that would be the ideal. All right. For example, when we are younger, when we are perhaps Form 5, we will say, oh, I would love to get, the perfect, for example, 10 A's, 10 A1. And then when you are in the matriculation, you say, oh, I want to get the perfect score, a 4 flat. When you are in the university, you say, I want to be in the dean's list, if not, every semester, if not a 4 flat, and so on and so forth. The thing is that as we get wiser, we get older, we get wiser, we realize that those are the things that we wish to be, but we have to come back to the ground. We've got to, that would be the view from 3,000 feet above, if we can, but we need to go back to the ground and back to the reality, whereby, there are things that you have to deal with. Is if everything goes according to your plan, perfect. But I always like to use this particular saying that we can plan, but we have to leave it to the higher one, if you want to, because he's the master planner for all of us, and we have to trust in what life gives us, in one sense. Yeah. And if you think about that, life is a journey. Yeah. You can have someone to walk with. You can have, for example, your boyfriend, later your husband, for example, or for guys, your girlfriend, your wife, to walk in this journey, to walk with. Yeah. But no one else can have no one else can actually walk it for you. So that's, I think, to me, it's a big thing. Yeah. Because once you realize your life is your own, you own this life, then you start to be more realistic, more practical on what and how you want to lead your life. Yeah. And the last quote I'd like to leave you with is that, being resilient when you're being knocked down, and you're being knocked down really hard, and you sometimes you don't even have the strength to get up in the morning for many days ahead. Yeah. Everything around you look bleak. One of the fastest way to get up and face the world is, first, offer gratitude, Yeah. Second, ask what is the solution, and ask again what is this trying to teach me. Because again, I leave you with this. Life is journey for us, and no one can walk it for you except yourself. With that, till we'll meet again.